painting, or is it a sculpture, or is it?
Right now it would be a general studio study because I'm going to be teaching. That's kind of what I want to be able to do is general studies. But as an artist, I emphasize on 2D design.
On?
2D design, two-dimensional.
Two-dimensional, okay. And what does that mean?
I mean like paper, painting.
Not sculpture.
Yeah, not sculpture, not ceramics, not an installation, just something that you could see on a two-dimensional surface.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So tell us, you live in Denver, and from your point of view, what are the issues that are important, and what would you like to see examined in greater detail?
That's taking real thinking. Living in the Denver community. Well, for me personally, right now that's prominent in my life is I just moved to the Highlands, which would be northwest Denver. And right now I'm living in an area that isn't safe for somebody like me. Small, weak, a woman. And I think it's very important that there either security or we're, I don't know if gentrifying is the right word, but that there's gentrification going on in this area that if I'm able to live there and I have to have a criminal check to live in my building, that there aren't criminals living around me, that it's safe, and it's really, really important to me that I'm safe where I'm living. For instance, I was living in what's Capitol Hill in Denver, and I had a break-in and a stalker, and nothing was done about it. And I think it's really important that my safety and others' safety is highlighted. Even if it seems minimal at the time, it can grow to something bigger, which it did in my instance. So that's kind of a matter of the police at this point. But that's something that I think is important in my life right now and has been before. Yeah.
Excellent. Do you think there is enough of a discussion of safety and security in the media, or is it more maybe sensational?
There's sometimes discussion. When I first moved here, I was on the 16th Street Mall, and I got interviewed about what I would do if I were going to be like kidnapped. Like, what would the protocol be? Like, would you grab a can of mace? Would you elbow them in the stomach? What would you do? Because there was somebody who got kidnapped, like on the 16th Street Mall, whatever. And it was on the media, and I told them about it. But that was as far as they went. They didn't, they were using me as a way to rely on my own safety instead of highlighting on the news or how they could help you with safety. Because I saw the article and they weren't like, you can call 911 or you can call this number. This would be if you got kidnapped and you need help mentally or you're like it's affected you in a negative way. There's none of that. It was me, this little girl, telling advice on how I would escape kidnapping. Come on, how's that gonna help anybody?
I've spent a lot of time in Ireland.
Cool, I've never been.
It's a magical place, you should go. Theo wants to go too.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Excellent. All right, so Megan, what do you do? Are you working here, and are you a student as well, or?
No, I used to be a student, I just graduated.
What did you study?
Hospitality and
Well, congratulations on graduating.
thanks, yeah. So I do this.
Excellent. Well, it's part of hospitality.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
So, tell us a little bit about what do you care about and what do your friends in Denver, Colorado care about? We are driving across America on our Making Sense tour, and we want to find out what is it that's important to you.
Cool, yeah. I mean, I obviously care about this industry, so the hospitality industry. And I think with that comes, at least for me, a care for food and that entire, I mean, we're going like into political issues, like the political issue of food as a social issue, as a political issue, as a personal issue, as a health issue. I think for me that's been like one of my, like, that's kind of my heart for this industry is like wholeness through eating. I think, you know, like our way of eating, whether it's just the way we do it culturally or the way that it's run, can be really corrupt and kind of crazy and screwed up.
And you think that leads to massive social and health issues?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
not
fully
reflected, you think, in the discussion, in the discourse?
Like in the news and stuff?
In the news, etc.
I think it's becoming an issue. I think people are talking about it.
Do you think they talk about it in as much depth as you would like?
Probably not. I don't know.
Would you
But
like-
I also don't watch the news every day.
Why?
So,
Why don't you?
because I'm here. You know, I'm working and I'm I've never been one to like sit around and watch TV all day, so I'm not like sit and watch TV.
No,
all day.
the point is, it's not TV. These days, everyone reads on the internet.
Yeah,
and watches.
for sure,
So
for sure.
do you scan it on the internet?
I do. I scan it every now and then, and I, you know, like I like to read like the cover of the New York Times and things like that. And there was an article about like GMOs a couple of days ago about that. It's definitely becoming more of an issue, but there are, you know, like globally there are even bigger issues, and so I think.
Well, food is a major issue. I grew up in India, right?
Yeah.
And we grew up with the kind of food culture that you talk about. Unfortunately, we now have McDonald's.
I know.
Thanks to you guys.
Hey, I had nothing to do with that. I haven't eaten McDonald's and I don't even know.
No. But you know, there's
we've
huge,
lost-
huge and rich food culture going back centuries.
Right.
And truth be told, wherever we have more of an older food culture, we tend to see lesser health problems, whether it is
Totally.
cancer or heart
Oh my
attacks.
gosh. Yeah.
Because people tend to eat a more balanced diet, and there is just this accumulated wisdom about food. That,
And the approach to it is different
correct.
too. The approach to food here is, I'm gonna get my fill. It's gonna taste good, and that's it. And it's not an experience. It's not a time to interact with people, which I think also contributes to like health issues. Like people don't take time to sit and rest and be with people and have conversation. It's just like, let me get what I can and get out. And that's America in general. Like, let me get what I can and move on. You know, it's fast paced. We don't necessarily kind of take our time with things as much as we should. And I think that's a part. You know, the busyness and the lack of sleep and rest is, I think, a huge part of it as well.
Okay. Well, we'll try to make sure we have something on food. We have a 360-degree analysis on food and compare and
Cool.
contrast different cultures and
Great.
cuisines.
You totally should. It's super interesting.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank
It
you
was
so
really
much.
nice
Pleasure
to meet
meeting
you.
you.
Yeah, good luck with your
Thank you.
little thing.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Ben.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
So we're passing through Denver, Colorado on our Making Sense tour across America. And we are reaching out to Americans and asking what are the issues they care about, what's important to them, and what they would like to see discussed and examined in depth and in detail in the media. So what are the issues, let's say 2 or 3, that you really care about?
I guess it's changed a little bit in the last few months because I've moved from smaller towns to Denver. I guess probably the biggest one for me now, mainly because I'm seeing more and more of it, is the homeless community.
I see.
I live pretty close to the Denver Rescue Mission
I see.
and the Salvation Army Workforce Center over here.
Yeah.
And there's just what I would feel like is an unreasonable amount of homeless people in that community, and I don't know because I haven't been here that long, like how much is being, how many resources are being used to reach out to them, help them, try to get them supported or off the streets if that's what they're wanting to do.
I see. I see. And that is a big problem where you live.
Yes.
I see.
I mean, I see a lot of those folks because there's help in those areas or around where I live.
I see. And why would you say there's an unreasonable amount?
Especially like in front of the Denver Rescue Mission in the evenings, there's probably 200-300 people just collecting in that area for probably provide shelter and food.
I see.
Recently had some folks in from Denmark, and when we drove past that, they were shocked because I guess it's not an issue where they're from, and it blew their minds to think that there's that many people living like that here.
So you think for a country of America's resources, that level of poverty and helplessness should not exist?
Yes.
Do you think the media is covering? Do you read the news or watch the news locally? Do you think that they're covering that properly? Or?
I don't follow the news
Why
news
not?
too closely. I'm just tied up with my own things. I recently got married. Recently
Congratulations.
finished a shop.
Congratulations.
This is your show?
Yes.
Oh,
Or
congratulations.
I manage this shop.